These boots look like an older pair.
Well, they've had quite the life, that's for sure. I think I understand they were made in the mid-80s, about 1985 or so. I inherited them from my father. It was probably one of my more prized pairs of boots. I only wear these on special occasions. Usually when I feel like I need some luck.
You're concerned about wearing out the luck?
Well, it's been 25 years last year, so I think that the luck's probably going to last as long as the boots do. But if anything, I think it's some shoes you just don't wear all the time because you want to save them for special occasions. It's like if you wear a shoe every day, it's not as special, I guess.
So how often do you wear these?
Maybe once a month. Usually if I have to go to a wedding or if I'm going to go to a country cabaret and I'm really hoping to get lucky, or if I've got an important interview, I'll wear them, or a special date. The only other exception is hunting season. When I go to get my hunting tags, I'll always be wearing these boots and hope that I got a draw for something good like a deer or a moose.
You would wear these to, not for hunting, but for...
Well, the way the hunting regulations are at this time is that you put your name into a lottery and then you have to go and pick up your lottery ticket, almost like going to try to win lottery at a corner store. So when I go in to find out if I won this year's lottery, I always wear these boots. And it served me quite well. Last year I got myself an early draw for a buck, which meant that I was allowed to take that lottery ticket and go hunting a week early before the competition. So they've served me quite well.
And how many years have you been hunting?
5 years.
And how many years have these boots been lucky for you? Of those 5?
Every time.
So you get a week head start?
On the other competition, that's right. I haven't gotten that draw every time. Last time I got a draw for a moose. Moose, you either have to pay a considerable sum to go hunting for them or you have to put your name into the lottery. Last year I won the moose lottery and we brought home another moose. It was a pretty good day on that time. Actually, I was wearing these boots while hunting that time just because I brought them along. I was using them as a backup pair in the event I had problems with my hiking boots, and previous night we had been hiking in the woods and I had walked through this patch of snow, but I didn't know that underneath the patch of snow was about a 2-foot deep pond. You couldn't see because of the snow on top, and so my shoes were completely soaked. I needed to have these as my dry pair. Then when we were coming around the corner that day, I was wearing these boots. We saw the moose and we bagged it and tagged it. Worked quite well.
You said you were wearing these boots?
I was wearing these boots. It wasn't planned, it wasn't intentional, it just seemed to happen that way.
I was thinking these don't look like the type of boots you would choose for hunting in.
Generally, no. However, I have found that cowboy boots are easier when you're driving, just because they have a thin sole, so it's easier to feel the stick shift, or the clutch pedal. Plus, at the time, it was the only other pair of shoes I had that were in any condition at all. If you look at a lot of professional drivers and truckers, a lot of them you'll see wearing cowboy boots. It's not just a country thing, it's actually for a practical reason. It enables you to feel the vibrations in the clutch and the transmission better because they have a thin sole on the front of the foot.
I'm doing some extra conditioner just 'cause it looks starting to get a bit brittle looking. It's partly because of age. When do you think the last time these were conditioned?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably about a year ago. I wear them very infrequently, so I don't condition them very much. I think I haven't actually worn these boots since last year. I haven't felt the need for luck until recently.
This boot seems a little less in need of extra conditioning for some reason. Like the other one's dried out a little bit more. But I'm going to give them both this extra amount of conditioner.
I'm sure they'll appreciate the love. How long have you been doing this boot shining?
Well, I started as a kid. Just been doing it off and on since then. How long have you said these boots are from '85?
Yeah, they were my father's boots. He gave them to me a few years ago. He got them when he first started dating my mother. And, well, I happened afterwards shortly, so I'd say they were lucky for him. They've been married still for 25 years. And he's been wearing them up until about 5 years ago when he gave them to me.
Have these boots brought you other kinds of luck, other than hunting?
Oh yeah. When I was going to buy a Jeep last year, the posted ad on Craigslist was for $5,000, and I really wanted that Jeep, but I didn't have that much money at the time. So I went to see the vehicle, and I brought my boots along with me that day. I was wearing them. I go and meet the guy. We chatted for a bit, and I looked down and noticed that he himself had a pretty nice pair of cowboy boots. I mentioned it and said that they looked good, and he looked down and saw I had cowboy boots, and next thing you know, we were pal, buddy, talking and joking, and I at the time only had about $3,500 and he wanted $5,000. I was able to talk him down to my price range, and I'm still driving that Jeep today. I love every little bit of it. So these have brought me lots of luck. Even when I was doing a course not too long ago, it was, I believe it was a first aid course. I wore these boots on exam day and I got the best score I could have possibly gotten. Over 95%. Most people doesn't get over 85 because it's a very challenging course. I'd forgotten they could look this good. I can tell you one thing for sure. I'll be wearing these boots again very soon. You just don't see stuff like this anymore. The brown 80s leather.
Do you get any reaction wearing these boots from people in public?
Well, usually wearing my jeans over top of them, so most people don't notice at first. But then I'll meet somebody else on the street sometimes who's either wearing a pair of boots of their own, or the odd time I might meet a girl who, it seems like girls have a lot more stock in shoes and what that means to the person that wears them. They might sometimes look down, they'll notice and see the flames on the front of the shoe, and then get this look from them like they regard me differently. So I guess, yeah, you could say I do get a bit of reaction when I wear them.
I have read that women do notice men's footwear. Probably men's height and their footwear are two things that stand out.
And these boots definitely help with both, I guess. A higher heel makes me taller. Instead of looking like I'm 6'1", it looks like I'm 6'2" or bigger. And if I could get these things really shined up, you could almost see them sparkle.